It's the Brave New Weird 1 year anniversary special with your host, Charlie, with special appearances by Alf, Chris Rock, Uncle Jesse, Estelle Getty, the Smart Gremlin, and a special musical performance by U2. And now your host, Charlie. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. I'm so happy to be here on the 1 year anniversary special, on the 1 year anniversary of Brave New Weird. And that blows my mind a little bit because it proves to me, despite the haters, that I can follow through on something in my life. I've got lots more to come. I'm not going to spend a lot of time reminiscing on the last year because I've done that all year. Looking back on some of my videos, I feel like I've basically cried on camera about how much I love doing this. So I'm over that, okay? I just want to say I appreciate everybody that has reached out to me, been following along, been watching, made some friends, blah, blah, blah. I've said this over and over. I appreciate it. I'm having so much fun, and the best is yet to come. So thank you so much for sticking around. I'm so glad to be here 1 year in. And so today I thought that since this is sort of a birthday for the channel, it might segue into something I've been wanting to talk about, and that is birthdays, and specifically 80s birthdays. I was born, as I've said on the channel, in 1980, and so all of my best birthdays were in the 80s, all the big ones. And you know, it's funny, I have a daughter now, and I think about this a lot. Watching her reaction to a birthday and thinking back on my birthdays as a kid. Like, as a parent, a birthday for your child, it's special, don't get me wrong, it is special. But it's like an afternoon, you know? Like, it's like a couple hours in the afternoon, and while it's fun, it's over and done, and then you move on, right? As a child, just watching my daughter and thinking back to my birthdays, these were huge events. These were huge pieces of our lives. A birthday is like, it's lived on as like this epic event, and I know probably for my parents it was just like, oh, did we forget the whatever? Oh, let's go back and get it. Oh yeah, we're almost here. Okay, there's a couple people here. Yeah, this will be over soon. Isn't that strange how nostalgia works and how the brain works when you're a child? Everything is just amplified and so wonderful. And so I sort of had like 3 stages of birthdays. The first stage, like when I was maybe 3, 4, 5, you know, very young ages, we had birthdays at home, and so we would have them in our garage, really more of like a carport. It wasn't a full garage, but I'd have friends over, and we'd have a big long table and tablecloth and cake and games, and we'd play in the yard and stuff like that. And you know, these I don't remember quite as well, but I have photos to look at, and they were very special. And the one thing that really sticks out in my mind that kind of like pertains to the channel a bit is I think it was probably my 4th birthday. It was a big He-Man birthday, and we had all the He-Man plates, tablecloth, and what have you. And I talked about this recently on my Instagram. If you follow me, you may know this story already, but my parents, they wanted something to go on the cake for my birthday, and they didn't have any He-Man stuff to put on the cake, so they went down to the store, the local little drugstore, and grabbed something that sort of fit, and that was a Fleetwood Sword and Sorcerer set. These are like dollar store little toys that have since become quite valuable and sought after. I did have a video once showing off my Arco Castle Zendo, which is another kind of one of these toys. But this was Fleetwood. It was a sister company to Arco, and it's super cool. It has a little castle that they bought. It was the castle set. Comes with some figures, a couple on horses, a couple fighting, and so they stuck them all in the cake. And I've never forgotten this. It was just such a cool little thing. And you get candles on your cake usually, but very, very seldom do you get like super cool toys on your cake that you're just as excited about as the toys you're opening. So just a very special birthday in my memory. I know I had like maybe 2 to 3 birthdays kind of in this format. The second set of birthdays I want to talk about, this is when I had started school. So I was in kindergarten, probably first grade. We started having our birthdays at McDonald's. And if you had never experienced a 80s and I think they went into the 90s hosted McDonald's party, boy oh boy, are you missing out, because these things were great. My sister and her best friend actually managed and worked at the McDonald's in my town when I was a small child. So, you know, it was helpful getting these set up through them. My sister's friend actually hosted one of mine. A little bit of background on these McDonald's parties. I can't imagine McDonald's doing this today. I just can't even envision it, but the 80s were a different time. So yeah, you'd pay for a package deal. You'd get different things. You'd come in with your party. They'd show you to the area. It would be kind of like roped off. They would have like pin the nose on Ronald as a game. They would have like a little cup game that you throw balls in. They would give you party favors. They would give you a t-shirt a lot of times that was super cool. It was like I had my birthday at McDonald's or something like that. And then the grand prize to me was the Ronald McDonald birthday cake. This thing, I can still taste it. It was like a sheet cake. I just kind of wonder, like, does McDonald's still make cakes at all? I don't think so, but it was a really good cake. It was, I feel like I've based my love of cake my whole life off of these. Man, was it good. And so then at the end of the party, you know, you'd go out and you'd play in the McDonald's playland outside, and we'd all just have the best time, and it was just really, really cool. Yeah, if you didn't get to experience these, I feel sorry for you. Your life must suck. But, you know, there's hope. We can continue on and live our lives like it didn't happen. But yeah, these were just so much fun and very cherished memories to me. And I think I had like maybe 3 at McDonald's. And it's funny, I looked at the photos of the cakes between my 7th and 8th party, and they are exactly the same. So I guess they didn't have too much variety on their cakes, but boy, were they good. Did I mention that? Good cake. Good cake. All right, so my third little set of birthdays that I had growing up. This was when I was a little bit older, and I think we were probably pushing into the 90s, so I maybe can't stick to my 80s theme. But we started having my birthday party at a place called Peter Piper Pizza. I don't know if this was a nationwide chain or not. I think it's probably more of a something in the South, but it was sort of Chuck E. Cheese's. It was sort of Chuck E. Cheese. It was sort of Chuck E. Cheese-ish, but without all the animatronics. Still very cool. Great pizza, great atmosphere. They had the whole like little play area with the balls you jump in and the slides and all that kind of stuff. And it was just it was a really fun time for me. This was probably when I'm like 8, 9, 10 years old. Another thing about parties and how they differ from today and back then, all the parties my daughter goes to now are like, they're like activities, you know, so it's like the jungle gym kind of thing, or like the whatever, you know, it's always like stuff they want to do. But I feel like in the 80s, like the stuff you do is secondary to what was going on in the world as far as pop culture. So myself and even my friends, our main concern was, what am I opening in those gifts? What action figures am I getting? What can we ooh and ah over? And these Peter Piper Pizza birthday parties, I specifically remember being a lot of that, because this was turtle territory. So this was the height of the Ninja Turtle craze, and let me tell you, that's what I wanted and that's what I got. And so yeah, it was just a lot of, you know, opening up gifts and everyone being like, whoa, you got whatever. And I remember one year I got 2 Mutagen Mans, and so I gave one, I think, on the spot to somebody at the party, which must have just like totally trigger a lot of other kids. Lots of fun. And then the other thing about these Peter Piper Pizza parties, that's a mouthful, is they had the brand new state-of-the-art, just out Turtles in Time arcade game. And We spent so much time at these parties crowded around that thing and just playing it all the way through, getting as far as we could. And you know, in my memory, this was Turtles in Time, but it may have just been the arcade game, the Turtles arcade game. I don't know. I don't really remember, but they're basically the same game. But just the idea of having 4 players and jumping in when someone else died and all that was so new and just so much fun. And it's something that I don't feel like we'll ever truly experience again as the human race, because we are just so spoiled on our screens and everything, our technology. But all these firsts like that, just the idea of playing together on a video game like that in a setting like that was just so much fun, and just so happy that I lived through the times that I did. And just a blast, just a freaking blast. And any of you that grew up in the 80s can probably agree. I'm sure we have a lot of shared experiences. That's all I got today, everybody. I just kind of wanted to reminisce a bit, talk a little bit about the 1980s and the birthday craze and toys and all the stuff I always talk about on this channel. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in this whole year. I did remove like 20 of my old videos because I just feel like I'm doing much better quality wise with my videos these days, and so I want to continue that. I may actually go back and redo a couple of the themes that I had done in the past over the last year. I don't know, we'll see. But if you're wondering, I did take down some just because they didn't quite live up to the standards that I hope to strive for these days. But yeah, I hope everybody has a great week as usual, and I hope to continue to see you for another year on YouTube. I will see you in the next video, everybody. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie. My 2023 New Year's resolution to myself was to start a YouTube channel. Someplace I can yap on about all the stupid stuff I like comics, vintage toys, movies, collectibles, nostalgia, all that stuff. From anywhere from the 80s, 90s, 50s, 60s, 40s, whatever, you name it. Just not too recent. It's mainly gonna be nostalgia core content. So just so you know what you're getting into.